Hello everybody. Today we'll see the logic for matrix multiplication. Earlier we saw a program for matrix addition where corresponding elements of the matrices were added. Addition takes place in this form. 0 0 of A plus 0 0 of B is stored on 0 0 of C. 0 1 of A, 0 1 of B. 0 2 of A, 0 2 of B. So it's about adding corresponding elements of the two matrices. But as you know, multiplication is not about multiplying corresponding elements. Multiplication is where elements of the 0th row are multiplied with elements of the 0th column, first column and second column. Elements of the first row are multiplied with 0th column, first column, second column. Elements of the second row are multiplied with 0th column, first column and second column. So it's not about multiplying the corresponding elements. So now usually what happens is we define the variables ij for the matrices. This is what we usually do. Matrix A is referred with position variables ij. You know how the accessing of elements take place. When I is on the 0th row, j goes from 0, 1, 2. When I is on first row, j varies from 0, 1, 2. When I is on second row, j varies from 0, 1 and 2. So what is happening is, for every value of I, j varies from 0 to 2. Now if I define ij for the matrix A for accessing the elements of matrix A, and I define the same ij for matrix B, it will always give me the corresponding elements. But I don't wish to only multiply the corresponding elements. So what I should be doing is do this. For matrix B, I should be using another set of variables K and L. So matrix A will be referred with ij, matrix B will be referred with KL while multiplying the two matrices. But you know a condition about multiplication, that if R1 C1 and R2 C2 are the orders of the two matrices, number of rows and columns of first matrix R1 C1, number of rows and columns of second matrix is say R2 C2. The condition for multiplication is this: C1 must be same as R2. Let us see what is C1. C1 means this, columns of first matrix. R2 means this, rows of second matrix. Now the resultant that will be generated by multiplying these two matrices will be of the order R1 C2. So I have the condition in front of me that C1 must be same as R2 to multiply the two matrices, and R1 C2 will be the order of the resultant matrix. Now because C1 and R2 are same, C1 and R2 are same, we can do one thing in this logic. We can have a common variable to do this. Can you understand what I have done? For C1, that is varying the columns of first matrix, and R2, that is varying the rows of second matrix, I have considered a common variable called as K. So now matrix A in multiplication will be referred with position variables Ik, and matrix B in multiplication will be referred with position variable K and L. Now you know the basic of multiplication. I just wish to show you how the execution of loops will take place. I wish to multiply the elements of the 0th row, that means my I will be placed on 0, with the elements of the 0th column, that means my this common variable I will just replace by another one, that is j. It's your individual choice. I have taken j. I wish to multiply the elements of the 0th row, that is my I is on 0, with the elements of the 0th column. So my j will be placed on 0. So I need to multiply 1, 2, 3 with 9, 6, 3. So to multiply 0th column, first column, second column with 0th row, first row, second row, I wish to do this. I wish to move k. My k should change every time. Okay. Remember, in multiplication, every time k changes, every time k varies to completely, you will be getting one element of the resultant matrix. So I'll just show you what it means. See, ik are on 0, 0, kj are on 0, 0. We need to multiply 0th row with 0th column. So that clearly tells me I should be on the 0th row, j should be on the 0th column. What's going to vary is the value of k. When k varies completely, you will be getting an element of the resultant matrix. So see, let's see what happens. A of ik, that is 1, multiplied by b of kj, that is 9. I'll add it to a variable called as sum. Let's move k. K is now on the first column. So obviously this k will also move. It will be on the first row. A of ik multiplied by b of kj, that is 2 into 6. I'll add it with sum. Let's move k. Let's move k. A of ik will be multiplied by b of kj. So that would be 3 into 3. That gives me the element 1 into 9 plus 2 into 6 plus 3 into 3. This I'll be storing on the ijth position of matrix C. Ijth means 0, 0th position of the matrix C. Now what I have done is I have multiplied the 0th row with the 0th column. Now let's do one thing. Let's move j onto the first column. Now when doing that, let me reposition k onto 0. Let me reposition k onto 0. I'll reinitialize my sum with 0. Now see the configuration. I is still on the 0th row. K has been placed on the 0th position on both the sides. J is now on the first position. So that my 0th row elements will be multiplied with the first column elements. Again, let's start doing it. A of ik multiplied by b of kj, 1 into 8. I'll add it with sum. Let's move k. Let's move k. A of ik into b of kj, I'll add it with sum. Let's move k. Let's move k. A of ik into b of kj, I'll add it with sum. Now we need to understand that when k has been varied completely, I have got one element of the resultant matrix, that was 1 into 8 plus 2 into 5 plus 3 into 2, that I will be storing on the ijth position of matrix C. Where is I? 0. Where is j? 1. So on the 0, 1 element of matrix C, I will be storing the resultant element. What has been covered? 0th row has been multiplied with 0th column. First column. Now I wish to multiply with the second column. So I'll move j onto the second column. I'll reposition I onto 0 k, that is sorry. I'll reposition k again onto 0. So where is I? It's still on 0. Where is j now? On the second column. K has been reinitialized to 0. Sum again I'll reinitialize to 0. Again we'll do the same thing. A of ik into b of kj, move k. A of ik into b of kj plus move the value of k. A of ik into b of kj, I'll add it with the variable sum, and again you can see as k has been completely varied, we need to store the added value, that is the value of sum, on the ijth position of resultant matrix. Where is I? 0. Where is j? 2. So on 0, 2 I will be storing the resultant element. Now 0th element, rows of elements of the 0th row have already been multiplied with 0th column, first column and second column. Now I'll move I onto the first row. J again will come back to the 0th column. K are again repositioned onto 0. So what is happening now? I'll just tell you in brief. I is 1, J is 0, K will vary. J is 1, again k will vary. J is 2, again k is going to vary. This happened for I equals to 1. Now for I equals to 2, again j will be on to 0, k will come back to 0. 0th column, vary k. First column, vary k. Second column, again we need to vary the value of k. So you can definitely understand that for each value of I, first j is getting varied, and for each value of j, then k is getting varied. So the basics of C tell me that we need to write down 3 loops. The outermost loop in this case will be for I'll vary from 0. Though it's a 3 by 3 matrix that I have taken over here, this was number of rows is R1, this is C1, so I'll write down I less than equals to R1 minus 1. Okay. J, as you can see, is the columns of the second matrix. So J, I'll vary from 0 less than equals to, it stands for the columns of second matrix, so that would be C2 minus 1. You must have definitely understood that the multiplication is taking place in this third loop of k. So before the loop of k, I'll reinitialize sum with 0. The loop of k again will start from 0, vary till either columns of first or rows of second. So I'll write down both C1 minus 1, or it may be R2 minus 1. This execution of the loop of k is where the actual multiplication is taking place. So I'll add a of ik into b of kj with sum. A of ik, I'll multiply it with the elements of matrix B, B of k, j. After the loop of k, whatever the resultant is generated, I'll assign it into the ijth position of the resultant matrix C. So this is how multiplication logic takes place. If you are given 3 by 3 matrix, there is no issue, you can directly write down 0 to 2, 0 to 2, 0 to 2. But depending upon the dimension of matrix, you can always replace this R1, C2 and C1 R2 by some possible number. Okay. I hope you understood the multiplication of matrices. Thank you everybody.